October the 31st, Invertebrates. Today, Londoners celebrate Halloween, the eve of the first day of winter and the pagan Day of the Dead. This is the day witches are said to ride on their broomsticks, as well as cast their spells and make their potions. One of their favourite ingredients for their cauldrons is mugwort, Artemisia vulgaris, which fortunately can still be found all over London. Since time immemorial, this plant has been regarded as a magical herb. Pliny in ancient Rome recommended carrying it to prevent tiredness. Its genus name comes from Artemis, the goddess of the moon, and it was regarded as the most female of plants. It often appears as an ingredient in books of spells, where it is recommended to fight off evil spirits, counteract poisons, and prevent fires, drowning, or lightning strikes. Today was also called Nutcrock night, when any nuts collected in the autumn were to be eaten. Lovers traditionally carved their names on 2 nuts and placed them at the edge of an open fire. If the nuts did not move while being roasted, this indicated a blissful life together. If they sprang apart, so would the couple, and if they sizzled and were spat out, their relations would be a volatile one. Their relationship would be a volatile one. Compared with mammals and reptiles, which are getting more and more inactive, invertebrates, especially those living in the soil or in the leaf litter, are still very busy. Blackbirds are often seen lifting leaves in gardens to find them, and a large number of gulls and rooks can be seen searching for them in open fields and commons. The best places to look for a variety of different invertebrates now is beneath the bark of rotting wood, under stones, and among any soft soil on the woodland floor. Even in a normal garden, you might expect to find active snails, slugs, ground beetles, woodlice, centipedes, millipedes, earthworms, spiders, and harvestmen, and with a little more hunting, perhaps even water bears and pseudoscorpions. One of the most noticeable groups are the ground beetles, Carabidae. These are the familiar brown or black, fast-moving beetles, which quickly scurry away once discovered, or are just noticed running across paths. One of the larger species is Cycrus caraboides, which has the ability to squirt a jet of yellow liquid to deter any predators. A common brown species at this time of year is Notiophilus rufipes, and another with distinctly projecting mandibles is Stornis plumicautus. Lifting up a piece of rotting wood invariably results in disturbing some woodlice. Being so common, they enjoy several other names such as sowbugs, pillbugs, cheeselogs, and chiggy pigs. 5 different woodlice species can be found on Buchan Common, and Prochellioscaba, Philoscia muscorum, and Trichoniscus pusillus are all generally common across London. The pill woodlouse, Armadillidium vulgare, is the easiest to recognize as it immediately rolls itself into a perfect ball when discovered. Being so pill-like, these woodlice were collected in the past and tried to be used much as we use pills today, prescribed by our doctors. They were also believed to give the recipient a general fillip, much as many vitamin pills are thought to do so today. Woodlice only occur where the humidity is high, and they come out from hiding at night to feed on fungi and decaying plants. They keep their young in small pouches, each youngster at this stage having 6 pairs of legs, only developing the 7th one after they've left the pouch. 2 other very commonly seen groups of invertebrates are centipedes and millipedes. The centipedes seen most often are the shiny golden yellow Lithobia species. They don't have the 100 legs suggested by their name, but nearer half that number. Although all blind, they're highly sensitive to touch and vibration, which they use to locate their prey. They then pursue it quickly before injecting it with a poison once it is caught. Some of the most painful of all animal bites are from centipedes. London species are largely harmless, except perhaps for a large 7-centimeter long specimen of Cryptops and anomalans, which are known to occur on chalk grassland in Chipstead Valley. Its bite is similar to a bee sting. Rather than 1,000 legs, most millipedes have fewer than 100. Those seen in London are darker than centipedes, and some are almost black. The snake millipedes, Polydesmus species, not only move like snakes, but also coil up rattlesnake style when threatened. Others, such as Cylindroinilus, are known as bulldozers or rammers from the way they push their way into the soil. They are well known for producing noxious liquids when attacked. These are produced from glands on each segment, which are brightly coloured in the spotted snake, millipede, Blaniurus gutulatus, in the blind species Polyclesmus angustus rather. Its secretions contain cyanide and enough of it for them to smell of almonds, as well as kill any small invertebrates nearby in a matter of minutes. Even garden spiders will not take on millipedes. Examples of all the species mentioned can be found in London. Other common invertebrates that are seen in October are craneflies and harvestmen. In some ways, they are very similar, both having long legs. Harvestmen have no waists like spiders and small heads that just seem to be attached directly to their abdomens. They almost just look like bodies with 8 enormously long legs. Often they are parasitized by scarlet mites attached to their legs. Craneflies, in contrast, have 6 long legs and bodies that are also long and often ringed. Their heads are nearly all eyes. Although harvestmen have poor sight, it is good enough to see a human hand moving towards them, and they often react by raising and lowering themselves on their stilt-like legs, as if they are trying to get a better look at us. They hatched in the spring and are now fully grown. Adults lose their legs very easily, producing an evil-smelling liquid as they do so. Fortunately, they regrow them just as easily as they fell off. Craneflies or daddy longlegs we can sometimes see in October appearing to dance on grass tips. Their larvae, the familiar leatherjackets, we see gulls and rooks looking for in arable fields. When the adults emerge from pupae at the soil surface, if not eaten by birds, they can be seen using their long legs to move with great delicacy across the tops of grasses. Other arthropods likely to be seen this month include spiders, which may still be courting, weevils feeding on fallen fruit and nuts, ladybirds and lacewings seeking shelter in porches, wasps and flies sleeping in ivy flowers, and earwigs which could even be laying eggs. 2 rarer invertebrates well worth hunting for are pseudoscorpions and water bears. Pseudoscorpions, for example, Oligolophus spinosus, may be quite common in gardens, but are missed as they're so tiny. They look for all the world like minute scorpions, complete with huge pincers and a raised tail. One of the best ways to find them is to sift the soil. Water bears, which are in their own unique phylum, live in one of the most unusual of habitats. They prefer to inhabit the water film covering mosses or perhaps the surface of tree lichens. They will not be found unless a microscope is used to examine either the mosses or the lichens. They look and behave like transparent bears, except with 8 legs instead of 4. Curiously, 11 different species have been found in Buckingham Palace Gardens, even though only 19 species were found in the whole of Surrey in 8 years of sampling. This water bear hotspot at the palace is thought to be possibly due to excessive soil mulching as well as the regular introduction of new plants.